next level items for hunters. Now, this list is going to be a little different than the one I put out, about a week ago, where it was kind of total Christmas list. This is secondary items, probably a little bit more expensive items, a little bit more experience oriented items. Let's go with next level deer hunting. What are you looking at for next season? And I'm going to go with out-of-state deer tags as the first item on this list. You know, these are expensive. They take a little bit of coordinated effort. I highly recommend coordinating with a buddy to be like, hey, for Christmas, let's go over to this state, have this experience, look for this style hunt. You might be able to combo it with maybe a slightly different species if you can get west into mule deers, black bears, antelope. But just an out-of-state tag experience, I think, would be a fun aspect to this. Maybe your season's wrapped up and you can bounce to a state that's got some sort of primitive or muzzleloader season. That's where I'm going to go with number one on the list. Now, number two is going to be maybe a secondary firearm, whether it be a muzzleloader. Me, myself, I'm kind of looking at some of the straight wall cartridges, particularly the 350 Legend has my eye, and I'm kind of leaning towards the Savage Access, the 110, or the Ruger American. If you have any experience, let me know in the comments. But yeah, getting a firearm that maybe you don't own. Some people don't have a muzzleloader and you're missing out on some season, I feel. Or here in the Buckeye State, you can use some straight wall cartridges. Or maybe that allows you to jump into some varmint or predator hunting. That's kind of what I'm thinking with this purchase. So I'm going to look to do that. And let me know in the comments what else you might be looking at if you own a budget rifle. So something that might play into out-of-state deer hunts or a deer camp would be a power source. Now, I got to spend some time with a guy who had like some solar panel Jackery setups on a river hunt this year. And it was so cool that he could lay that out, gain power during the day when not in use, but then also, you know, be able to power up his camera batteries, his cell phone. Some secondary power options have come down a lot in price, and they kind of double if like zombie apocalypse or like power grows out for an extended period of time. You could use them there on the home front. I myself have been looking at the Jackeries were just on sale on Amazon, discounted pretty deeply, and I didn't pull the trigger because of the disposable funds, but that's a cool item. That's an item that's probably in my future, I think. Do you drink beers in a garage? That's exactly why the garage bar was invented. Unfolds in seconds, ready to go. Pull your wood out and enjoy a cold one. Next on the list, Dave is looking for a grinder. If you have any recommendations, maybe for that like one step up deer grinder, he is in the market for one of those. Also, a lot of places are closing up shop as far as the butchering is concerned for whitetails, so that might become an item that a lot more people are using. So if you have a recommendation, I'd love to hear from you on that aspect. Moving along, an e-bike. I don't think I'm ever going to own a four-wheeler in my life at this point. The e-bikes have come down in price. They're targeting hunters. They do a lot for hunters. They store way easier, right? In a garage, in a shed. They don't have near the floor plan of, say, a four-wheeler. Now, I get that the power aspect of them is a little different as far as functionality, but for me, just as a hunter, I don't see myself ever owning a four-wheeler until I get an e-bike at this point. There's a few companies that specialize in making them. I know like Hardcore E-Cycle, Face Off, e-bikes. Those all make my list as companies to check out. I think the ultra budget one is like the Rad Rover for like $1,500. Don't quote me on that price, but you know, it can do a lot, but not quite built for the true outdoors off-road experience. So those are a couple things that I definitely would look at. You know, if you're looking for an experience, something I think I'm going to throw on this list would be either like a half self-guided fishing trip in the summer with some buddies that you maybe hunt with, or going to the Sporting Clays course with some friends. Like I see both those as, yeah, I'm a very much more serious hunter and fish a little bit on the side, shoot a little bit on the side. And those two things with a group of friends, if I received that from the wife or your missus, like that would be a cool gift and something I would look forward to. It would be a good time. I really feel that. Now to wrap this list up, I'm looking at a couple other items and backpacks. One, you need a few backpacks, right? Like backpacks are cool. I'm never happy fully with one backpack for all purpose needs, I feel like. I feel like you need an everyday pack that's somewhere around 1,400 cubic inches. Then you need like an all-day hunting pack that's a little more structured, more in that 1,800 cubic inch range. And then maybe just some cool fanny packs or like ultra small tactical hunting bags. Like there's a number of reasons to have a few different bags, but You know, some ones I have the Bandit from Everly Stock. It's a real small backpack. I kind of like it for ED, like a light scouting mission, but you can't put a ton of trail cams in there because it's just not that big. But it carries really well. It's cool. I have the Kuiu Icon 1800, and if it had more pockets, I would like it more as an overall whitetail hunting bag. But I don't love it. Love it. Dave has some mystery ranches, and those have really impressed me from a quality and how they carry perspective. I did pick up Logan at the bow shop, had like one of the built-in frame Kuiu bags, and he said he scooped that up on like Black Friday for like $100. It was the 1800 size. I can't remember if it was the Venture, might be the name on that one, but a very quality backpack for $100. I could not believe how much quality that bag had. But yeah, I've looked at a few. The Mystery Ranch like pop-up series has my eye, as well as their Treehouse series. You know, as a true whitetail hunting bag. But again, like I'm always looking at bags. I feel like from a deer hunting perspective, I like organization, and that's kind of why I keep going back to that X2 or the Striker bag from XOP. I like the pocket layout, and then I see other bags and they just don't have as much pockets for organization. So I hope ATA, I'll be watching bags for sure. So that's my list of items. Let me know in the comments what you might be looking at that I'm going to call a second level. And if you like this, stay tuned. I'll probably try and put out a stocking stuffer version and try and keep that cost under $100, maybe even under 50. Just do stocking stuffer type items for hunters. Guys, appreciate you. We'll see you.